Hey guys, it's Julesy and we are back at it again. Okay, we just watched episode 3 of Insecure. As always, I watched the episode a couple of times through. I got my little, I have a Chromebook now. This thing is so, I'm feeling it, and it flips over like this, girl. I love this little sucker. I love it, and I'm, took my little notes while watching Insecure, so we're gonna be real official tissue. I'm sorry the lighting is a little bit weird because I'm at my line sister's house in Queens. I have not moved yet, so it's a little weird. I have packed, the lens. If you've been watching my videos, I don't have my normal lens. I've made a mess of Traylin's living room. She is so gracious. I am living like Issa, sleeping on this couch right here behind me. I could pay the rent. My apartment's not gonna be ready to the middle of September. Whatever. This is not an update on Julie's life. This is the Insecure review. Let's get into it. So episode 3. I want to say overall this episode, Issa's hair looked, I was like, oh girl, I need to do some of these styles. I need to take this little wig off, take this light skin friend look like Michael Jackson wig off, and do me something with my natural hair. Felicia girl, I'm feeling it, and I loved her hairstyles in this episode. We are on the 3rd episode of season 3, and it's a little slow. I'm a little bored because I'm not gonna stop watching, right? Like, I still am an Insecure fan, but I feel like I should be able to critique, right? To give a criticism. The episodes are 30 minutes. They are very short episodes. So to drag out a storyline like this, especially after a much more like gut-wrenching and pow 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 season 2, I'm a little thrown at the slow and meticulous speed that they're taking in pushing along this development of Issa, the further development of Issa, because it's always been a show about Issa, and particularly her relationship with Daniel and the development of Daniel as a character. Did it really go any faster or slower last season, or did I just, I think the difference maybe, and I'm trying to like interrogate my own criticism here, right? I think the difference is last season, the storyline between Issa and Lawrence was a pull through of season 1. So we had a whole season to meet the character Lawrence, and then we get into season 2, so like their relationship was already developed, and then more particularly with Lawrence's friends, and I think that's maybe what it was. I didn't really particularly care for Lawrence the character, but we had Lawrence's job, which was quite a few people, and that was interesting, and then Lawrence's friends, particularly the light-skinned house cat Negro, the one that came, the meme with him, that one was hilarious. Plenty of one-liners. You got to see the dynamic more of like how male friendships function, and maybe those some of how they can use some improvement. We just got more of that. Maybe that's what it is. And so maybe the issue is that like the Daniel storyline is really just Daniel, and there's not a lot of interaction with characters outside of Issa. Like with Lawrence still interacted with Issa's friends. Daniel is Daniel, and like, what does Daniel do for a living? Because bruh, is it popping? Is that beat popping? Even if maybe Raphael Sadiq, created that beat for them. Oh, this is so bright. How do I turn this shit down? I think we finally are getting somewhere in their relationship with this episode, but I low-key felt like we could have did this last episode. Like the past 3 episodes really could have rolled down to like 2, and then we could have been moving on now, because at point, like, there's only 8 episodes in the season. I'm like, okay, this is a little boring. That's where I'm at with this, okay? So, we open with the HBO required sex scene. You want your sex crunchy and spicy? Is that what you're dreaming about, Issa? I mean, no judgment. I guess it was meant to be funny, and I was just like, oh, wow. Ooh, all that morning breath. Okay, do what you do, boo. I wanted to make a comment. This show makes me feel very judgmental. But that's what these reviews are. They're judgment on the episodes. It's funny to watch Issa and Molly's interaction with regards to Issa explaining what's going on with her and Daniel, and Molly being so anti-Daniel, considering the young house cat named Dro, who she is deep in the well with. But I guess now we haven't seen Dro in 2 episodes. We haven't gone back to that storyline. So maybe Molly's making progress. But as much as I want to like make a call out about that, call Molly out, the pot calling the kettle black, it's like 3 pots, 3 kettles. I'm a pot and a kettle too, because we've been there with our homegirls, knowing our shit stank, and then still out of love, right? Because out of love, I don't feel like Molly is judging Daniel from a place of spite. It's like a, I know this never benefits you type situation, and I might be in a situation that don't benefit me, but that doesn't mean you gotta do the same shit I'm doing too. I love you enough to still keep it real with you and still have your best interest at heart, and that is what Molly has with Issa. With this episode episode, though, overall, I was very happy to finally get back to Molly's job. I just love that dynamicism, that dynamic about her character. You know, she don't have her love life together, but what Molly does have is her profession, her career. Oh, stop beeping. I know it's New York, but damn. Like, even when she walked into the office, into her new office, and did that little 0.5 second, like, yes, and Molly's work outfit. Molly in the work outfit. Okay, sis, I see you. You cute-ish. Wow. Is it slightly cliche, though, that we are going down the Niggerville route of the black law firm not having its ish together? Like, we just cut in all sorts of wild corners in the year of 28. Now, DocuSign, with that whole scene with her assistant and like not having DocuSign, I was just like, you know what? I've had companies email me. As a matter of fact, it wasn't in a PDF. It was a doc. It was a .doc, meaning I could go in if I was nefarious. If I was a scammer, I could have gone in and switched that ish up and then signed it to send it back to you. And then you try to take me to court. Boop. What, sis? But that's what DocuSign is. It's like either you use DocuSign, and then when the girl was all like, oh, we could encrypt and did it in Adobe, but that's too much work. Adobe has a thing called Adobe Sign, and then there's like Hello Sign. They're all basically the same, where they encrypt the documents, they send them to the person, and then there's like legal ramifications within like the United States and Europe, where there's regulations about how a signature constitutes as a legally binding signature, that both DocuSign and at least Adobe Sign, I know for a fact, follow those laws, so they will hold up in a court of law. So it's interesting because, you know, I'm not a lawyer, you know, I'm just a plebeian, a peasant, a bitch that pays them a lawyer a lot of money, okay? How do you not use a service that ensures that your documents are expediently and legally signed? That's wild to me. And then a courier with LA traffic. I'm intrigued. Let me know, because that sounds wild to me. And then the meeting. I mean, I know how they're gonna set up Molly, because Molly's always a little bit overzealous. I guess I shouldn't be surprised to see the office so on the nose, cutting corners, because that is what Insecure does. It is kind of always a bit over the top with some of the scenarios, because it's like driving the point home. And I guess in that 30 minutes, you gonna go hard, but like, why couldn't the whole, yeah, I need, you could have gone hard like that with Issa and Daniel, but all right. Next episode, I'm intrigued to see that. I just, you know, I love seeing Molly at work, because I think there's so many conversations that come up, especially as Black women and pursuing our careers and being in the office and maintaining. And so I think maybe this season will be more interesting about the interpersonal relationships with other Black professionals, in where everyone in this scenario essentially is going to be very highly educated, one, bougie, upper middle class Black folks, and even still having some Issa is moving out. She's taking that $750 a month apartment. Girl, get you that half rent with the part-time job. That's actually a really good look, though. To Daniel's point about Issa locking herself out 4 or 5 times since she's been with Daniel, it will be interesting to see how does she keep up, because her strong suit is not time management. Her strong suit is not self-discipline. But I guess when you're trying to keep that cheap rent, you're gonna do what you gotta do. I hope she does not shoot herself in the foot. Per my reviews with Panama Jackson, the Very Smart Brothers, episode 1, he did say, sometimes you are the windshield wiper, sometimes you are the bug. Somehow, Issa manages to be both at the same damn time. Somehow you are just moving yourself out. You are pushing yourself out of a good opportunity. And so I'm hoping that this growth kind of parlays into this property management situation actually being conducive and beneficial to her. That's a high hope indeed. I mean, Daniel was definitely laying it on thick this episode. He got by Vanessa. Her light-skinned love was like, boo, I got baby hair. I have options in LA. I don't need you. And somehow that immediately pushes Daniel right back. But then he skims over having the opportunity to build with her emotionally, and immediately just tries to parlay that into like the physical intimacy with her. I do not feel like he was simply trying to get in her drawers. I think he wanted the warmth and that feeling overall from her, which is why he keeps trying to like brush up on her, and, you know, he's still being respectful of her, but he's still trying to, like, you know, have those intimate moments with her. But then when it comes down to like having that real conversation and really connecting and being here with each other, wow, Daniel, wow. He just immediately throws Issa under the bus. And it's like, bro, what do you even do? Like, your pride and your ego is your hubris. How you walk into that situation with Khalil, that low-key was an alley-oop from Issa, and then mess it up like that. I think maybe maybe just me, I was tricked into believing that Daniel had some swag to him, you know what I mean? Unlike Lawrence. And that he should have been able to get in the room with old Spider, That boy is a cornball to the nth degree, but you know, that's just me and the holdover from Greenleaf. Whatever. You should have been able to get in the room and play both your track and the version that Khalil flipped, and not make it so apparent that it was your ego pushing forth this decision. Like, I ideally think that, as a matter of fact, I am gonna play my own track because I want you to hear my track. But like, you didn't have to grimace and make that face and look all mad as hell when Khalil was like, yo, what about the, oh yeah, my bad, actually. And then I would have alley-ooped it like, yo, me and Khalil worked on this track because we wanted to give you options, you know? And we could just produce with both, and then, you know, maybe we can kind of evolve the track from there. You should have played it correctly. But instead, you took the gun, you shot it in your big toe. And so now Khalil was like, man, F this whole track. I'm not gonna have someone come in off of my opportunity and completely push, like, you gotta, like, what is he doing with himself? What? And then you want to take that angst out on Issa? I mean, Issa is a lot of things, but that's not how you talk to somebody about their ambitions and their goals in life. And you don't just come at them, especially in a moment when they're trying to like show you their care and concern for you and their gratitude for you. Like, that was just like, The spider talking memes. Viola Davis got titties. Are you watching This Is Us, my nigga? Is that like Vine memes? I'm a little too old for Vine. I don't remember, you know. Aside from like Jay Versace and Ricky and Denzel, I don't really recall too many Vine moments, and I feel like he's speaking in memes. That's where that humor is supposed to be coming from. Where are we gonna go from here? I'm interested in seeing how Molly's job and the firm plays out, and if she can find a way that with all her complaints to really elevate. Maybe they just need elevation, maybe they need some suggestions. Can she propose a budget? You know what I mean? Like, there has to be some way that she can positively inflect. I really hope that this doesn't just become like a negative. I'm hoping that the job, you know, you want to see black folks win. I want to see some sort of like, can she make this work type thing, versus it just going to like shit right away. Where do Daniel and Issa go from here? Is this a toxic masculinity we're talking about? It's kind of weird though, because like Issa is taking advantage or has taken advantage of Daniel, and that one dinner doesn't like pay her due for all he's done for her either. And I guess maybe, you know, Issa gave that interview, Issa Rae, the person, gave that interview saying that this season was going to talk more about toxic masculinity. But we also are obviously exploring the ways in which women can be ain't shit too. This is why I still fucks with Insecure, even though I think this season is a little bit boring thus far and it's going a little slow and I want it to be a little bit more dynamic. I am appreciating that it's always a good discussion and it makes you think and self-reflect a little bit more. That's always a good consumption of pop culture in my book. All right, I'm out. Deuces. See you next week.